time. It's going to be fun. This 8th World Moot is going to be run. So give us a chance to show what we know, to live for each other like sister and brother. We've learned to take the good times, we've learned to live through bad. In 1990, it's gonna be the best we've ever had. In the world as big as ours, in time that's short and life, we like to get together, promoting peace and its strife. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hands. We need to start today. So give us a chance to show what we've learned, to live for each other like sister and brother. We've learned to take the good times, we've learned to live through bad. In 1990, it's gonna be the best we've ever had. In the world as big as ours, the time is short as life. We'd like to get together, promoting peace and ending strife. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today.
It's the 28th of December 1990. Some 1,100 scouts from 38 countries and all 5 of the World Scout regions converge on Melbourne. Their destination, Gilwell Park, an hour's drive from the hustle of the city centre in natural bush surroundings. They've come for the 8th World Moot, the first to be held for some 30 years. Registering is the first official duty. Then, once you've located your Moot crew, there's the business of preparing a campsite and getting ready for the opening ceremony.
Welcome to History in the Making. What's happening to you here may seem like the present, but in fact you are making history. You are participating in the first World Moot to be held in nearly 30 years. It is difficult to realise, but the eye of World Scouting is focused on us here at the moment. We are making history here with the things we do, the things we discuss, the decisions we make, and most importantly, the friends we make. Even if you make only one international friend and come to understand their ways a little better, this Moot has served its purpose.
I extend a special welcome on behalf of all members of the Scout movement in Australia and to those who have joined us here from overseas. Some of you have travelled a very great distance in order to be here today, and we thank you all for joining us. It is accordingly with very great pleasure that I declare the 8th World Moot and the Youth Forum officially open.
So with the official ceremony behind them, the participants get down to the serious business of enjoying themselves. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you're at the 8th World Moot, you'll soon learn how to party. Next day, it's straight into activities. Not all involve getting as dirty as Mud Mania. Not everyone was happy to lose. Screen printing was a lot more gentle.
Now, can I get you a person to hold that down, please? And we'll lift that up. So, and that's it. And we've gone
And you could wear the result of your handiwork.
Just wrap her up.
Bush tucker, or cooking food in the bush, gave overseas visitors an opportunity to experience firsthand Australian camp cooking methods.
I got that, yeah. We'll do it again. Thank you.
Canoeing at nearby Orovale Lake provided some relief from the hot Australian sun. With life jackets and sun protection on, it was off into the water. All skill levels were catered for. Some just wanted to have fun. There's always one. For those interested in more leisurely pursuits, trout fishing at Macclesfield, some 20 minutes away from the Moot site, provided a challenge. In first catching fish. And then cleaning and cooking it. Back at camp, there are also informal activities which provided a perfect opportunity to meet new friends. There were also some rather novel activities for the electronically minded.
Oh, here's this.
Horse riding at nearby Tonimbuk Farm provided a pleasant afternoon to enjoy the Dandenong Ranges. Pleasant Australian sunshine encouraged participants to talk, to write letters, and just soak up the sun. Who can forget the good times discussed while queuing for meals? Meals enjoyed in the 800-seat marquee. New Year's Day. Everybody was up and off for their chosen 4-day expedition, held at various locations around Victoria and Tasmania. The first challenge was making sure everyone got on the right transport. The activities ranged from the very active to the relatively restful, and the horse-drawn wagons expedition in the Gippsland region was certainly one of the more peaceful activities on offer.
I hope so.
Cycling from the historic mining town of Walhalla to the Rover Chalet at Mount Borbor in 40-degree heat proved to be a very challenging activity.
Someone had to say it. See you later, man. Hello.
On the other hand, Potpourri, a mixture of activities all over the state, proved to be a much more sedate tour.
Fresh here because we always eat some vegetables, bread, fruit, you know.
Even the koalas are finding the heat hard to bear. Sovereign Hill, a huge gold mining settlement which thrived during the gold rush of the 1850s, has been faithfully restored and is now a major tourist attraction.
I'm originally from Switzerland. We walk now around in this area. It's very nice, very great.
Mount Arapiles in central Victoria is one of the state's premier rock climbing locations. With all grades of climbing faces, it caters for first-timers to advanced experts.
Maybe it's one of those warming.
Je viens de France et je fais de l'escalade ici sur le mont Rapiles avec les autres grimpeurs australiens.
Tours of a number of Victoria's wineries enabled overseas visitors and Australians alike to taste and understand the winemaking process a little better.
It's very upfront, it's very soft, it's ready for drinking, very buttery. The other style is more the French style, but it's very austere, very dry.
The new complex, it's only been operational for the past 2 vintages. Last year we processed just on 78 tonne of fruit.
Water sports at Lake Eildon, a vast inland waterway, gave participants the opportunity to sail, water ski and windsurf. Once again, all levels of skill were catered for in perfect summer conditions. Some enjoyed the fun of a local country dance. On the coastal tour, participants from many countries enjoyed the beachside conditions and relaxed with new friends. Boomerang throwing was a highlight. But this boomerang didn't want to come back. For the really adventurous, hang gliding provided some heart-stopping action. The Bogong Rover Chalet, located high in Victoria's Alpine region, provided a comfortable overnight stop for participants who'd elected to go on the bushwalking expedition.
Too many Victorians. Too many Queens. Was that the one that was leaking?
Scuba diving at Queenscliff provided a safe introduction to Australian waters for first-time divers. More advanced divers could explore the reef and undersea life at Pope's Eye. Participants pitched their hiking tents each night of the canoe expedition. The trip took them through some exciting rapids. Some more successfully than others. Four-wheel driving in Victoria's high country permitted overseas visitors to see a wide range of Australia's rugged bush at first hand. After the heat of the four-day expeditions, what else but rain? Dignitaries visited the site to meet some of the overseas guests. For participants, a chance to rest weary bones, have coffee at the 24-hour cafe and swap stories about their trips and adventures, but not for long.
We're providing service to the community in doing some track maintenance and establishing a new track in a local community park.
One of the features of the Moot was every participant donating one day to a service project such as this one, putting something back into the community, a philosophy which Scouting is renowned for worldwide. And so to more one-day activities, gliding. That's the Moot site from the air, showing the bushland setting. Learning how to survive in that bush was another novel Australian activity. At Hillsville Sanctuary, visitors could see many of Australia's native animals at close quarters, such as these koalas. And a rosella, a dingo, a woodcrest owl, a spoonbill, this cute little fella, wallabies, and a wombat. Swimming in the Lochan, a crystal clear but freezing cold lake at the campsite. Radio station was at work throughout the Moot, linking other scouts around the world with the Moot site.
We're operating templates up here just for communications on site, Len. But they're all available. The two just had a word. I don't have your word. We're just having a word up to VK4 there.
Boomerang making for those who wanted to make their own souvenirs. Then they needed flight testing. Flying thrills of a different kind, participants only needed to try parascending. Here they go through the safety drill to learn how to handle emergency landings. Then it's up, up and away. Worship was conducted in the open-air chapel at Gilwell Park.
Lord have mercy. Christ have mercy. Lord have mercy. And our prayer is on the page there, be glorious.
As you'd expect to find in any mini-city, the 8th World Moot had its own shops where souvenirs, food and film and personal items could be purchased, as well as interesting displays and much more.
Thank you.
Enjoy your stay here with me.
The state's emergency services were in attendance throughout the World Moot and took this opportunity to demonstrate their skills in a simulated accident. Fortunately, their services weren't required for a real emergency.
I'd like to present the contingent Moot show for your enjoyment.
Finish, I would be. Got my hat, got my sauna, now it's time to sweat. Got my hat, got my soda, now it's time to sweat. Got my hat, got my soda, now it's time to sweat. Got my hat, got my soda, now it's time to sweat. Got my hat, got my soda, now it's time to sweat.
Låt den få leva, det är ljus och sköna. Låt barnen leka som änglar i lugn och varm. Hejsan tröjs, hejsan tröjs, hejsan, hejsan tröjs.
I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest champ. I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest champ. I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest champ. I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest champ. I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest champ.
character who knew a tale or two. Some were based on pure fact, but some were not quite true. And here's one yarn that always brings a smile to my face. It's a tale of Billy Carpenter and Smith's elastic brace. So be proud of Billy Carpenter and Smith's elastic brace, because 100 years before the Yanks, we had a man in space.
And it's off for a ride in the Puffing Billy with the special Moot carriage. And into the thick of battle. Anything goes, a friendly international competition between contingents. The commando course at Gilwell Park takes a beating, as do some of the participants.
I'd like to thank you all for coming here this evening for this, the official closing ceremony of the 8th World Moot.
That's what friends are for. Well, you came and opened me, and now there's so much more I see. And so, by the way, I thank you, oh, and then, for the times when we're apart, while they close your eyes and love you, words that's coming from my heart. And then if you can remember, whoa.
Scouting should be seen as a global association promoting world peace through international understanding and at international gatherings such as jamborees, moots, expeditions and regional forums. On behalf of the participants of this World Youth Forum, we will commend these recommendations to the Moot, and we believe that this is the new era for decision making with young people and also the future of the Scout Association. Thank you.
We are now going to have the handing over ceremony of the World Moot flag to the World Scout Committee.
behalf of the World Committee, I congratulate Australian Rovers on the successful running of the 8th World Moot Mondial. I will ask the World Committee to hold this flag as a symbol of the resurgence of World Moots. I now declare closed the 8th World Moot Mondial.
J'annonce maintenant la clôture du 8e World Moot Mondial.
May the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May he look upon you with kindness and grant you his peace. Amen.
It's going to be fun. This day's World Moot is going to be run.
So give us a chance to show what we've learned, to live for each other like sister and brother.
We've learned to take the good times, we've learned to live through bad. In 1919, it's gonna be the best we've ever had.
In a world as big as our world, in a time as short as life, we'd like to get together, promoting peace and ending strife. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today. So give us a chance to show what we've learned, to live for each other like sister and brother.
We learn to take the good times, we learn to live through bad. In 1919, it's gonna be the best we've ever had.
In a world as big as our world, in a time as short as life, we'd like to get together, promoting peace and ending strife. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have a say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have a say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today. For tomorrow's world is our world. It's time to have our say. The future's in our hearts. We need to start today.
The Swiss Guide and Scout movement consists of approximately 60,000 members. The Ranger Rover branch plays an important role in Switzerland. Their activities are based on long-term projects with special highlights. Besides various projects to help third world countries, the Swiss Guide and Scout movement has often hosted international camps, such as Crystal and 2 World Rover Moots. Kandersteg International Scout Center is the only international scout center in the world. Situated at 1200 meters above sea level, Kandersteg can easily be reached by road and rail and provides an excellent base for sightseeing excursions or for exploring the foothills of the Western Alps. The camp center will be located in the lovely area. With the help of necessary infrastructure, the many tents will constitute a centralized camping village. The unique geographical position in the Alps and the traditions of Switzerland will determine the type of activities. Every participant will spend half of the camp in Kandersteg and the other half off-site in a 4.5-day activity. You design your program yourself. Between the 3 official celebrations, at the beginning, middle and end, you will choose one 4.5-day activity. During the other weeks, you will have enough time for short activities. The range of activities is very wide and will enable you to enjoy exciting experiences and meet many people. Almost unlimited sport activities such as river rafting, windsurfing, paragliding, climbing, summer skiing, mountain tours, hiking, bike tours and many more. Very varied cultural activities such as folk dances, yodeling, museums, architecture and so on. Creative activities for every taste like photography, pottery, mask carving, acting, painting or various handicrafts. And a number of social activities such as nature conservations or working on mountain pastures. Every day there will be about 50 short activities in and around Kandersteg, which will last from a few hours to an entire day. 3 common highlights will bring all participants together in Kandersteg: the opening and closing ceremonies and halfway through the camp on the 1st of August. This celebration coincides with the National Day of Switzerland. With exhibitions and regional events, this anniversary will be celebrated all over the country. Dear friends, we would be very happy to welcome all of you to the World Moot 1992 in Switzerland.